Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, and we'll get to the JRC in a moment. First, a few brief disclaimers. If you're unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, all pertinent links will be right there in the description box for you. Should you want to do a deep dive on either subject, you should definitely be able to go ahead and do so. Trigger warnings, this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We do use profanity, and when we talk about places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. So, if you have a child watching this that is 16 and younger, parental supervision very much advised, okay? Alright, where we left off yesterday, let's get back to it, shall we? Alright, so this one here says, I have to redo my hair probably after this, anyways, not the point. If the devices were in any way beneficial, I would expect at least one of the several autistic people in my life to say so. These devices don't work long term and leave lasting psychological trauma and sometimes physical trauma. I'm horrified they aren't yet banned. By the way, anybody thinks that I'm going to have a better quality of life, literally, according to the JRC, that thing strapped to me in a backpack that I am forced to wear every day for the rest of my life, please just bury my ass now. I don't even care if you do it while I'm alive. Because that is not the kind of quality of life I'm looking for. I don't know about you, but living under the constant state of fear of when that person with the remote control is going to harm me next is not a life. It's Dante's nice circle of hell minus the ice and wind. Okay? Just putting it out there. Alright, this one here says treatment and support for individuals with developmental disability needs to be humane. The graduated electronic decelerator has no basis in the medical treatment, and the 90 milliamp shocks are a gross violation of basic human rights. They've gone up? They were at 86. They've literally gone up in their voltage for the GED device. That is horrifying. That's horrifying. With police tasers being just 5 milliamps. Even in a criminal application, this device violates 8th Amendment protections against cruel and unusual punishment. In 2013, the UN declared this practice torture. The autistic community and all of us that support it believe any and all methods of torture have no place in civilized society. Ban the graduated electronic decelerator as well as aversive conditioning via contingent electric skin shock. Banish all aversives, period, point blank. All physical, all psychological. Any type of treatment program that is built off of a punishment model needs to be brought to an end now. Not yesterday, now. This very second. What do you mean you're telling me you are increasing the electricity when you were already running at 86 milliamps? You were already just basically below the lethal limit. Criminals do not get hit with that level of electricity. You're trying to tell me it is completely safe for a preteen to be able to survive shocks of that nature, that full of electricity, during one of the most developing times of a human being's life. And I'm supposed to say that it's Oh, it's perfectly safe. Are you outside your damn mind, or have you just suspended all logic? Because you're not dealing in reality if you believe that. Alright, and here's this comment here. It says, I'm writing in as a concerned citizen. I do not believe that anyone in the United States should be electric shocking disabled people for any reason, and I would like the FDA to pass the ban. In addition to the incredibly obvious moral repugnance of such an action, I would also like to point to the adverse mental and physically injurious effects of the electric shock devices, such as burns. In reference to the physical trauma, I will quote the FDA's 2016 rule proposal. Federal Register, we've all seen it, which states in 2007 the Massachusetts Department of Early Education and Care, DEEC, conducted an investigation of the JRC Stoughton residence, where GED devices were used on individuals living there. According to the investigation report, an individual reported waking up because his roommate was screaming. His roommate had been asleep but was shocked by a GED, waking him and causing him to scream. JRC staff reported that the skin was off the area. Okay, we've actually read this one, but it's still absolutely horrifying. Completely horrifying. Alright, this one says, I am an autistic person and I support the proposed rule to ban the use of electric shock devices to change the behavior of disabled patients. The use of electric shocks is unnecessary, harmful, and inhumane. And we're going to do a couple more before we close out for this one. Alright, this one here says, I am a counselor, RMHCI, and a neurodivergent adult. I want the FDA to pass a rule banning the use of electric shock devices for behavioral modification. There are safer and more humane ways to help autistic and disabled people stop unsafe behavior. Nowhere else uses this type of electric shock device on disabled people. It is not necessary and it causes significant pain. The JRC also has a history of abusing this for things that are not intentionally harmful, like taking off their coat. They can then get shocked for screaming and pain in reaction to being shocked as well. This is unacceptable, and the therapeutic community, has moved past these archaic treatments. Go off, bro. Go off. It's beyond not necessary. Alright, and this of course is another ASAN template. We'll go ahead and pass on that. We'll go ahead and close out for now, but I just want to prepare myself for the next vid before I sign off here. Pretty straightforward, is it? Not, you know. We're going to go ahead and close out on that. Folks, we don't get very many views on this channel, and some of the few we do tend to get removed from time to time. So if you folks would be so kind to please hit the like button, hit subscribe, don't forget to hit the comments, we'd appreciate it, and also make sure you're still set up for notifications. I'll be coming back later today with another episode of Down the Rabbit Hole, and tomorrow again I'll be coming back with the next episode of the Snake Oil Salesman series. I don't want you to miss anything. I do appreciate your time, and as always folks, we here at Spilling Tea absolutely do hope you have a good one. I'll see you all later. Bye everyone.